What is up guys, Cardog here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over the TyrantKabuterimon deck from BT-16, and my build is running the hybrid engine, but if you guys do not want to run that and want to run other cards instead, I will tell you guys what you guys can run instead of the hybrid engine. But honestly, I just want to run the hybrid engine because it's been a long time since we were able to use the green hybrid cards, and I just really want to splash them in there, so yeah. Alright, so let's start off with the Digitamas. So for the Digitamas, we are running 4 of the Nadomon. So this gives your Digimon plus 1k when it's rested. Whenever it's rested. Or when it's in rest position. Sorry, that's better explained. So yeah, this is good for both on your turn and your opponent's turn, because a lot of times you do want to be rested, because when you're rested, you're immune to your opponent's Digimon's effects. So that's kind of good. So for the level 6s, let's go over the main boss monster we are running. We are going to be running 4 of the TyrantKabuterimon. So on evolution, you can play a Insectoid or a Larva trait card from your hand with a cost reduced by 8. And on all turns, when this Digimon is suspended, it is not affected by your opponent's Digimon, and then at the end of your turn, by suspending one of your other Digimon, return one of your opponent's Digimon with less DP or equal to the suspended DP to the bottom of the deck. So this is a very control-based build. It's very nice and very easy to get out. So we'll talk about how later. But we are also running 3 of the TyrantKabuterimon Ace. So this is also a new card from the set. And it's got the Blast Evolution skill, obviously. And on play on Evolution, you can rest 2 of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers, and then cards suspended by this card's effect cannot unsuspend during the unsuspend phase. And then you can delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Tamers. So a little bit of Tamer control there. Tamer hate is always nice. And on your turn, when this Digimon becomes rested, one of your Digimon gains +1 security check. So it doesn't have to be itself, so you can use it to buff this if you want. But yeah. Next, we are going to be running 2 of the Shivamon from BT-8. So I'm running Shivamon. A lot of people like to run the TyrantKabuterimon instead, but I quite like the Shivamon. The Shivamon in here is so you can kind of poke at your opponent without them being able to fight back, just because whenever he unsuspends, you'll be able to trash a security, so you can just slowly kill them by using this. Also, on your opponent's turn, when all of your Digimon are rested, they cannot use option cards. So pretty much the only way that they can kill your TyrantKabuterimon is to use options before. But now that you've disabled their options, if you have the Shivamon on the board, the only way they can kill it is to either kill the Shivamon and then kill the TyrantKabuterimon, or if you crash into security on your own, which if you have Shivamon on the board, a lot of times, depending on what deck you're playing against, most of the time you'll just be trying to kill them with unsuspending this and then go for a game with your Digimon later. So kind of like a mini lockdown. It's pretty good, and it's very big. So it's 14k, and you have ways to buff it up as well, like with the Nadomon and whatnot. So yeah, it really shuts down a lot of ways your opponent can use to kill your TyrantKabuterimon. And yeah, Shivamon is pretty nice. Also, if you do hard cast this with TyrantKabuterimon skill, it's still only 4 cost. So it is a bit expensive, but considering the benefits you get from it, I think it's pretty good sometimes. Like, even if you give them a lot of memory, they won't be able to do much with it. So yeah. Alright, next for the level 5s, we are running 2 of the so this is I think Mega Kabuterimon. Yes, Mega Kabuterimon Ace. So this is also another Ace Digimon. On evolution or on play, until the end of the opponent's turn, this card gets plus 3000 DP. And whenever a opponent's Digimon is attacking, you can change the attack target to this one. So, or sorry, on the evolution. So you can kind of use this as like a magnet and just absorb the attack. It is a 7k, but if you have like other ways to buff it, you can almost tank level 6 attacks pretty well as well. So pretty good. And we are also running 3 of the Metal Life Kuwagamon. So this is another card. This is another target that you can use to hardcast with TyrantKabuterimon. It gives lets you on play on the Digivolutions to send one Digimon, and then one of your Digimon gets plus 3000 onto the end of opponent's turn. So that's another way to buff it up, just make it a really, really tanky Digimon. And then on the Inherit, it lets you redirect one of your opponent's attacks. So when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks, you can switch the attack target to one of your suspended Digimon with the Insectoid trait, which is pretty much the whole deck. It's not the whole deck, but it's pretty much the whole deck. At least the targets that you want it to crash into anyway. Next, we're going to be running 3 TyrantKabuterimons. This is part of the hybrid engine we're running. So when one of your Digimon with the Tamer in its source digivolves into this card, you can reduce the cost by 2. So that's digivolving to this 1 cost. And then when this card is attacking, if you have hybrid or insectoid in its traits, in its evolution source, then you can digivolve into a Insectoid or 10 Warriors for 3 costs. So you're pretty much going into TyrantKabuterimon for 3, which normally would cost 6. So I think it's pretty good. And yeah, it's if you have the full hybrid line, you'll be going into TyrantKabuterimon for 5. From level 4 to 6, so that's really good. Actually, let's go over, yeah. So for level 4s, I'm running 4 of the Beetlemon. So Beetlemon, one of the reasons why I wanted to run the hybrid engine is because I wanted to run the alt art Beetlemon because it looks really cool. But it digivolves on top of a level 3. Sorry, it digivolves on top of Green Hammer for as a level 3 for 2 costs, which is really good. And on evolution, you can search your deck for a hybrid spirit or a JP. So that lets you thin out your deck and get your couple pieces, which is really good as well. So overall, Blitzmon, not Blitzmon, Beetlemon, very, very nice. But you can run Kuwagamon if you want instead, if you don't want to run this. It's definitely an option. And if you don't want to run the TyrantKabuterimon, you can run any of the Okuwamons. I think that's a good option. Like basically running the Kuwagamon line instead of the hybrid line is also very viable. So for the level 4s, we are going to be running 4 of the Kabuterimons from BT-16. So when this card is rested, it is not affected by your opponent's Digimon. So you can use this as a wall to prevent your opponent from using Digimon to remove it, so that you can go into your Mega Kabuterimon. So it's pretty good for that. Not much else to say. Next, for the other level 4, we're running Blade Kuwagamon. So this is another target for the TyrantKabuterimon. Play an evolution. On the end of turns, one of your Digimon gets plus 3k, so another buff. And this is treated as an Insectoid, even though it is a machine type. So pretty good for that, and its inherent skill lets you get 1000 DP on both players' turn as long as the Digimon is rested. Next, moving on to the level 3s, we are going to be running 4 of the Tentomon. So this is just here to give you a little bit more buff again. And the inherent skill lets you get 1 memory whenever you pop an opponent's Digimon. So, quite good. And then for the other level 4, we're running Kabuterimon. On play, you can look at the top 4 cards of your deck and grab an Insectoid, and then put the rest at the bottom. So keep in mind there are a few non-Insectoids in this deck. So the Beetlemon is actually not an Insectoid, so you can't grab that. But yeah, those aren't. Besides that, the others are Insectoids. But we're also running 2 Terriermon and 2 Lopmon and 2 Terriermons. They're here because we are running JPs, and Terriermon will help you get a JP out for 1 cost. So by getting JP out for 1 cost, Digivolving into the Beetlemon for 1 cost because JP has production, and then Digivolving into the the TyrantKabuterimon for 1 cost. It's very, very cost efficient, so I really like that. And the Terriermon is here to just speed that up. And even if you don't play the JP with the Terriermon, you can still play Izzy with it, which is still pretty good. Or you can play the Lopmon. Having Alliance is very nice as well, just because it helps you speed up the deck in getting your Digimon rested if you do need to rest them. For example, if you have Shiva on the board and you don't want to use it to swing, I think giving Alliance to the TyrantKabuterimon is pretty good. So we are running that, and both of them gives you plus 1k when you're rested, so it helps with the deck as well. And then last but not least, we're moving on to Tamers and options. So we're running 2 of the Izzies. So this is a memory setter, as well as on your opponent's turn, whenever they attack, you can rest this Digimon to have that attack one of your Insectoids instead. So obviously you're going to redirect attack and have it slam into your TyrantKabuterimon. So it kind of locks them out from attacking. So yeah, pretty good. If you have 2 on these board, you can use it twice. If you have the Metal Life Kuwagamon, you can do it 3 times. So overall, it's just strong. And then we're also running the JPs, 3 JPs. So it has piercing, so you can use this to kill your opponent's Digimon as well. And on your turn, when this Tamer would Digivolve into a Digimon, you can reduce the cost by 1. So that's how you can get the Beetlemon for Digivolving for 1, which is really nice. And option-wise, we are running 3 Green Memory Boost and 1 Hidden Potential Unleashed. Just another way to rest your Digimon without having to swing. So here's a few things that you can change if you aren't playing the hybrid build. So first off, let's take out all the hybrid cards first. Let's see, because I do know there's people that prefer running a more traditional version of the deck. So here are some of the cards that you can change. So first off, for the TyrantKabuterimon, you can switch it out for Okuamon or any of the other Digisorption cards. Those will also help the deck out. And then if you want to run more consistency boosters, you can cut JP out for the green training card. So running memory boost instead of the training is because JP can't benefit from the training. So that's why I'm not running it. But if you aren't running JPs and you're running a more traditional version of the deck, you'll probably be running the training cards. And then these ones will be Kuwagamon. Oh, also, you can also run the Mega Kabuterimon instead. But honestly, if you aren't playing, even if you aren't playing the JP engine, the hybrid engine, I think TyrantKabuterimon is still a pretty good option to have. It doesn't have an inherit skill, which might be a problem sometimes, but being able to go into TyrantKabuterimon for 3 is pretty good. So that's why I'm probably gonna run it anyway. But yeah, for the level 4s, you can pretty much run a lot of things, but you can run the Kuwagamon. There's a few Kuwagamons you can run. You can read up on the Kuwagamon and see which one you like more. But yeah, that's pretty set. But yeah, these JPs will be trainings, and you'll pretty much have a regular TyrantKabuterimon deck. So I'm probably not going to be doing a deck profile on the traditional build. But that's pretty much it for this deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think about the deck, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below.